Former IFP leader Mangosuthu Buthelezi will be laid to rest this Friday. Dignitaries and mourners continue to visit his home to pay their last respects, with daily prayer services all throughout this week being planned. Senior reporter Dasen Thathiah is in Ulundi and joins us now. Dasen, good evening to you. Just talk to me about what exactly is happening in Ulundi and what is the program of events in the run-up to Friday's funeral.
Well, Sal, I can tell you that after another busy day, things are winding down at the Kwapindangene homestead here in Ulundi. In fact, behind me right now, there's a prayer service that's taking place. This is in one of the marquees that have been set up at the homestead. In fact, yesterday, a statement was released by the Office of the Premier talking about the arrangements, particularly for members of the public, in addition to the dignitaries and the other people that were coming into the homestead, those that were close and related perhaps to the former IFP president Mangosuthu Buthelezi. There were also arrangements that were being made for members of the public that wanted to pray, that wanted to pay their respects, and in order to balance the needs of the family during this time, as well as their needs and their wishes to mourn the Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, these arrangements were made to set up these tents outside of the property, and at about 5 o'clock every day, prayer services would be held, and that's when anyone would be welcome to come by and pay their respects. So today, this prayer service got underway just after 5 o'clock, and most of the others that had come to pay their respects to the family during the day have since gone. Notable visits today coming from the Zulu royal household. There was a delegation that was sent here, as well as a number of IFP members that have been in and out of the homestead, coming by, spending time with the family. We know that the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Mangosuthu Buthelezi, was also in a series of meetings discussing those arrangements and what is expected to take place for the rest of the week leading up to that funeral that will take place on Friday. Tomorrow we are also told that the Democratic Alliance will be coming by, led by the leader John Steenhuisen. That's expected to take place at about 1 o'clock. He will be joined by the local and provincial leadership that will come by, and they will also be meeting with the Buthelezi family during this time.
And I understand that members of the IFP are also coming out to defend his legacy. Tell me more about this.
Sally, so those are the conversations that have been happening after the passing of Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. There's really been two sides. One side that really speaks about the work that he's done, all of the efforts that he made in taking this country into democracy, the role that he played in government and in the Zulu nation as well. But then there's that other side, and that's a conversation that's been happening for a long time about his alleged links to the violence that took place in the 1990s, and as you'll find now, this has polarized communities, with some feeling very strongly about that, some that may have lost loved ones during that time. And the IFP has said repeatedly, and it was no different here today, that they think that there's no way to link the former president of the IFP, Mangosuthu Buthelezi, to that violence, and they say that they stand by the work that he's done towards reconciliation and towards building a democracy. One of the people that we had spoken to today was the chairperson in KwaZulu-Natal, the chairperson of the IFP, that is, and that's Tami Ntuli. Let's listen to what he had to say on this topic after many discussions around this issue in the past few days.
It is unfortunate that Umntwana is the most vilified leader, wherein vilification is sustained even after he has passed on, because that is a myth. They've been preaching for the issue which are political. Some, without doing any research and not having a proper understanding of the circumstances, they tend to make the street politics to be as if they are the voices of reason in whatever that they articulate. Umntwana, in fact, is the one who joined the former president, Dr. Nelson Mandela, to call for peace and calm. Umntwana is the one who went to Soweto even in 1976 during the riots to call for calm. Umntwana is a leader who visited hostels calling for calm, peace and calm. So you wouldn't understand what do they mean if they say that, because even during the Truth and Reconciliation, Umntwana said, well, if anyone think that I might have been involved, let the police take me to prison, because no one could present any evidence, because Umntwana has never been engaged in any violence. Has never been engaged in any violence. It's very unfortunate that even today there are those people who are still trying to vilify Umntwana even when he is at rest.
Yeah, I'm sure many conversations still to be had. Of course, we do know that Mangosuthu Buthelezi himself vehemently denied to the Truth Commission that he was involved in any violence during the very turbulent 1980s and early 90s. Thank you so much, our senior reporter Dasen Thathiah in Ulundi.